Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper, and it tells me that my video is starting. Hello, Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper, and if this came through twice, that's my mistake, but I think I started a bit early. It took a little while for the internet to decide that I was live. So welcome to Cheer Corner. It's Monday, and that means I make a card, and you get to decide who I send it to. Last week was difficult. I had so many nominations and so many heartbreaking stories of people with cancer and other things. The nominee that I chose had just received a diagnosis of terminal cancer. Well, it doesn't get much worse than that. And, I wish I could just send out cards to everyone, but an international stamp here is about $2.50, I think, €2.50, which is about $4. So, yeah, I can't do that. I would go broke. So that's unfortunate, but I'm hoping that you are all making the card as well and sending them to people, because together we really can change the world one card at a time. I hope that you are having a good day today, and I'm so happy that you're here with me. And I am just going to switch my camera so you can see what I'm doing and what we're going to make today. Now, I want to urge you to not send me any stars to see your comment. Hello, Kim, because you have to pay for that, and Facebook gives me very little money for that. Okay, so please don't do that. I don't want you to waste your money. If you want to spend money, then either order supplies through me or join my primetime group, which is a private group that gets an amazing video. In fact, I'm going to show you what I'm going to make for them a little bit. I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek. Anyway, let me change to here. And now let me see if that worked on Facebook as well. Yeah, it did. Okay, super. I'm just gonna grab this if I can. It's all kind of laying loosely. There. And take a look at this. This is kind of what I've been playing with. And this is gonna be part of the card for primetime. And it uses the same little detail thing, except this one has, you can see that it's 3D, okay? So that's gonna go in here. Anyway, I'm really excited to make this into a card. I apologize if there's freezing going on. The internet connection is not the best, so I am using this sprig as well on today's card. So if you have questions about how to join Primetime, let me know. We are using Perched in a Tree today. We're gonna use the bird, and I was thinking about this, but we're not going to use that. We are also using Hope You Know. Now, I have to say this is one of my favorite stamp sets for Cheer Corner, because it just has some great sayings. Truly, deeply grateful, miss you, thinking of you today. Yeah, may you find peace in the days to come and in the loving thoughts that surround you now. Wishing you comfort. So that doesn't even have to be for a sympathy card, okay? We are using the Joy of Noel, and I can tell that it's pixelating a little bit. Afterwards, when you watch this, then it won't be as bad, okay? Hi, Betty. It really was heartbreaking to read those stories, but it also made me so grateful. It puts your own little problems into perspective, and I think it's so important. Like, we don't know when it's going to be our turn. We are just fallible humans. The Bible tells us that our bodies are like the grass of the field that withers. And we doesn't take much to knock us down. When we are healthy and fit, we're unstoppable. But it doesn't. Yeah, like I said, one thing happens, one little bad cell growing into cancer, or a broken leg or hip, or who knows what. So just enjoy every day in the little things. And that's why we do Cheer Corner too. I just love stamping. Sometimes I too question what I do. I wonder if what I'm doing is the best use of my time, being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, doing these videos. And yet when I see the Cheer Corner and when I read your comments, I think, you know what? I am doing a good thing. I am providing joy to people. And you know what? That's important. So I stamped this and colored already with blends. I used Old Olive, shaded spruce, real red, and cherry cobbler. And then I cut this out with garden green, and this was colored in real red and cherry cobbler. I use blends for those, but today we are going to do something else. Let me find them. We are using watercolor pencils, and there is assortment 1 and assortment 2. And out of this one, I am using Early Espresso, Basic Black, and Real Red. And out of this one, I'm using Cherry Cobbler, and I think that's it. Yeah. So I have them here. We are, oh, and I forgot the most important one. Here's our little bird from Perched on a Tree. I forgot the white. The white one is super important. Here we go. Because the white one is what you use to do your base layer. So I'm going to zoom in. Oh, just a sec. I'm working on 2 different screens. Okay, let's have a look. So there's our darling bird. And I have to say, if this video doesn't go enough, I'd love... Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Jocelyn, that you're going to watch the replay. That might be best. If it's really breaking up, then maybe I should just stop and record the video so that you get a higher quality. So if you're watching now and it's breaking up and pausing a bit, let me know. It seems like when the picture is still, when I'm not doing anything, it keeps up just fine. But as soon as I start moving, it's, yeah. So anyway, you take the white pencil and you're just going to scribble and color the whole thing. Now, it looks like there's a bit of pink on here, but it is what it is. Maybe it's my eyes. So I'm just scribbling the whole thing. And what that does, it allows me to blend my colors more nicely. So that's done. And I actually found out that this is a Dutch bird, which makes me really excited. They call it a roodborstje. And yeah, I was really happy to hear that. So I'm going to use Real Red and Cherry Cobbler. And I don't want to go, this time I'm going, I'll show you I did a practice bird, and I want to make this one a little bit different. So I'm going to color around his eye, but not above it here. So here, and this is Real Red. It looks almost orangey. So what I'm going to do is go over it with Cherry Cobbler as well. You'll see the difference. It's just incredible. So here is the Cherry Cobbler. And the other thing you can do, we'll do this first, and we'll see how it looks. So I'm just going around my edges and making them darker. And then I'm going to scribble in with the Real Red. So you don't have to color in the whole thing. And now I'm going to use a blender pen. And here we go. And then I'm going to show you another little trick that gives you a little bit more intensity. So I'm just taking it from the edges and working it in. And it's nice using 2 shades of red because it also gives you more interesting color. The bird is not solidly one color. I have birds coming to my feeder now. I'm so excited. So now what I'm going to do, this is the Cherry Cobbler one, and I'm going to pick up color straight from the tip. And then I'm going to go around the eye because I want it to be darker. And see how intense that color is? It's really nice. So, and I'm going to do that along the edges a little bit too. So that's another way that you can get deeper color than when you go on the paper first. Oh, there goes my lid. So I just love this coloring. Coloring is so therapeutic. It's very calming. And what the other tip I want to give you is do not press hard with your blender pen, because what will happen, you're going layer of color, you will start delaminating your paper, and you don't want that. So you just hardly are pressing at all. You're not pressing, actually. Your blender pen is almost floating over. So you can see that even then. So you want to, there, and I'm just going to leave that there. I love that little bit of white in the middle, that lighter color. And we're going to take a little, so what you should do, I'm going to just grab, oh shoot, there goes my carefully constructed wreath. I'm going to take this very vanilla piece and just clean. So you do this to change colors. You just swipe till it runs clear. And then your blender pen is ready to pick up the next color, but you have to do that. You have to get rid of that color. So now we're picking up a little crushed curry, and I'm going to put that on its beak. And I probably went over that a little bit too much with the red. So this is just going to be a little bit subtle. And then we're going to do that on the little claws too here. And I will promise I will look again at the comments in just a minute, because I do realize I asked you. Okay, I don't see anyone saying that they can't see well, so this is good. Now we're going to take the early espresso, and I want to go really dark. Oops, let's get back in the picture, Jackie. Here, I'm going to go really dark on the parts where the artist shaded it in black. Okay, so that's going to be super dark. And then I want to go dark at the top here. And I'm going to leave a little bit of white around the eye here. There. And then I'm just going to go dark along the wings. My laptop is heating up too. I've forgotten a very important component at home where I can plug my laptop straight into the internet. And so I'm going to have to buy another one. And I was going to do it this morning, but the internet, oh goodness, what happened? Oh, here, I thought I was cut off. I'm not. It's closed on Monday. A lot of places are closed here on Monday because they're open on Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday, and they really value their personal time, and I can respect that. So this is what I've done so far, and I'm just going to color that in. And I'm remembering to leave a little bit of white around his eye. And then I can add more color as we need it. And I might add a little bit of gray too. I didn't say that in the color choices. So let's see, he's still a little bit light. I want him darker. And I'm just going to kind of go around like so. And just, I want to leave his belly a little bit lighter color. There. So now I'm going to add some layers of color. I'm going to add a little bit more dark in here. And, you know, I learn a lot. I don't consider myself an amazing colorer. But then afterwards, when I'm done, I go, okay, you know what? That actually looks out quite nice. So you might learn something from me, and maybe you're thinking, oh, goodness, girl, you have nothing to teach me. And that's okay. If you have tips for me, I will happily take them. So now I have the brown around here, and what I'm going to do now is find my gray, my basic gray, just to give a little bit more color. There it is, basic gray. And I'm going to do that along the bottom here. And a little bit here. And over here. Okay, now. And I don't know if I should get out of the camera for a minute. I want to maybe try and add a little bit of blends. I know you can use blends together with your watercolor pencils, and I've never done that. So I'm curious. So let's get, I love my bird. I think he looks pretty good. He's totally pixelated, so maybe when I stop moving, he'll focus in. I'm so sorry. I hope it's clearer on your end. Okay, there's our bird. I'm going to move him. And now we have our birch background. And to make the birch branches a little nicer, I thought I would take a little bit of gray and just put them along these edges here. Because if you look at a birch tree, that's what you see. It does, they're white, but they have a little bit of black. That's great. Maybe I should use black. To be a little more. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my tip, and that will give it a little more. Yeah. And I think that's really going to pop once we put this on top of the white. And then I think what I'm going to do is, well, I shouldn't. I'm being a typical squirrel. I'm second guessing myself. And I'm thinking I should just stop the video and then show you a different one finishing this card off, but that's kind of silly. So I'm gonna just be brave and stick with it. And then look for your feedback later. And please be honest with me. If you say, you know what, Jackie, these lives are not working right now, you need better internet, it's frustrating watching you pixelate, then let me know. You won't hurt my feelings. That is just one of the drawbacks. We live for Dutch perspectives. We live in the country. It's literally a kilometer to town, but there they have like high-speed internet, and here we don't. It's not quite dial-up, but it's not much better. So this does take a little patience, and yeah. So I'm sorry if this is boring you. Say hi to each other, and let me know where you're from. Even if you've commented before, it's still nice for the new people to know where you're from. Sometimes connections are made this way, where people find stamping buddies because they're from the same part of the world. And the internet is a great way to ease loneliness. You know, some people, I just went to visit my my new neighbor, and she's, I think, 82. And our church had a thing yesterday where you could take a bouquet of flowers home as long as you gave them away to somebody. It could be anybody. There were no rules. And so I thought, well, I need to go and meet the neighbors because they know Gerard because he grew up here, but they don't know me. So I did that. And the lady said, you know, I hardly ever leave the house. And I thought, oh, there's more people like that. So if you know someone who needs Happy Mail, make sure you nominate them, and I will happily send this. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to do any more, and I think I can add this later. So now I'm going to take the card base, pop this up. Now the fun part is going to happen. I had dimensionals laying ready. I do. Okay, here are the dimensionals. I'm going to zoom out. Let me just have a look. There. And so now we're going to put dimensionals on every corner. So, and maybe a few mini dimensionals in the middle. I'm just going to grab those. Our mini dimensionals also come in black, so that's quite helpful. The trick to getting these mini dimensionals off is to use your pokey tool and give them a little press. Here, I'll show you what I mean. You can also use the tip of your scissors to do that if you don't have this take your pick tool, but give it a press like that, and then you can just pick off the little backing. Some people have great nails and they can do this no problem. I have trouble, to be totally honest. But like I was saying, I don't know if you've caught my other videos, if your postal service charges you according to the weight of your card, and the Netherlands does do that, you want to make sure you're using Stampin'Up dimensionals and not knockoffs, not anything from the dollar store, because our dimensionals are way lighter. They're not clunky, and so they won't make your card cost more to send. We don't often think about that. So, and that's why this other layer is kind of nice too, because it's also light because it's been cut out. Oh, look at that. The birch tree looks nice. The measurements are on my Facebook page. Oh goodness, I love that. All right, so now we're going to take our bird, and this is going to go up here, like so. I've added some Wink Stella to the berries so it's gleaming. And then the bird is going to go like so. And he's sitting on the greenery with some berries. Okay. Oops. So what I'm going to do is, well, this one's going to go down flat. And oops, it's going to go like so, but I want it sticking. I don't want loose. I don't want glue where there's nothing for it to stick to. So what I'm going to do is put it on these trees. Here. There. See, and I can go here a little bit too. All right, so there. I'm being careful that this doesn't extend past the outside of the card. Otherwise, it's going to not fit in the envelope. Okay. And now for this bird, I'm going to tuck the green right on top. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of the bird. Stick this like so that it looks like it's sitting in the tree. And actually, I should have tucked this in first. No, I could still do it. There, look at that. The birds in the winter love to go to trees and shrubs that still have some berries on them. That looks beautiful. And I'm actually going to put it on flat. I am not putting it on with a dimensional because my backing has already been popped up. So there we have it. And then, oh goodness, that scared me. That was hi Shelly. Yeah, it really looks nice the way the birch trees are. And now see, I've missed a couple there, so I can add some up here, right here. It just adds a little something. It makes it look really real. So, and then I could get like, so you can do this later too. I was just afraid that I was boring you. You know, here, just little details that just make it. Okay, so now the last thing, I had this tucked into my set, and it's like hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. I don't even know where that's from, but because this is a cheer corner card, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to add that to this card. It would go about there. And I like it that it's in vanilla. It adds different, but I thought instead I would do thinking of you today. And it goes right in like that. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do is cut just a little notch in here. So straight down the middle, and then from the corner to the middle. There. Nice. And then you could use your bone folder, you could just use your finger, give it a little flip up so that it looks a little like a banner, and then I'm going to tuck it in there. Put a little bit of adhesive here, and that's all it needs. And I'm going to tuck it in like so. There. I'm going to give it a little press. And there's our card. I have to say I'm super happy with it. I think it's really cute. And look, I did another one, and it looks like it's even darker. But I like the fact, oh goodness, it doesn't like that at all. It's totally pixelating. Oh my word. Not good. I'm going to switch to just me. There. All right. Well, I hope that's better. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to nominate someone for this card. I will do another short video showing the different cards I made. I was going to show them in this Facebook Live, but it's pixelating way too much, so we're not going to do that. I'm just thankful for your patience. Please give me your honest feedback, and thank you again for being with me today. Today is the last day. Oh, thank you, Gwenny. I'm so glad you love it. Thanks, Jean. Today is the last day that you can put all those special things in your starter kit from the pre-order for online. The online exclusives start tomorrow again with the Meandering Meadow paper. It's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. But I'm afraid that it's going to sell out really quickly. So if you live in Canada and you want me to order them for you, so that, because I'll be up at 2 a.m. Ontario time, so I can, you know, that's 8 a.m. here, so that's not a hardship for me. So I can order them while they're still available. We've had, I wouldn't call it a problem, but when you make beautiful products, what happens is that they sell out quickly. So I know there's been complaining about that, because it's not nice for me either, because I'd like to keep you happy as my customers. But when something sells out, it just means it was really popular. It happens in stores too, with shoes and purses and all kinds of other things. And it happens with Stampin' Up too. So my advice is always, if you love something, get it as soon as you can, and get that starter kit, because it lets you order things early. I urge everyone to get the starter kit, not because it does so much for me, but because it's honestly the very best value for you. So I really do have your best interests at heart. Please believe that. All right, have a super day. Remember, we can change the